Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So I want to give a big, gigantic shout out to Harry Hardwick. Harry Hardwick makes his UFC debut tonight, tea time I think it is, fighting a tough opponent. Can't quite announce his opponent, but Harry's took this fight on short notice. Harry Hardwick is a Middlesbrough lad. If you don't know who Harry and George Hardwick are, they are Middlesbrough's very own Diaz brothers, with a little bit more of a sensible heads on them. You know, Harry and George are massive names in the Middlesbrough area. Big inspiration to the youth and to myself as well. You know, for how they live, how they conquer themselves, the way they carry themselves. Very respectful, very kind and gentle individuals, but absolute maniacs and killers in the cage. You know, these boys have the ability to go to the very top. They've got charisma, they've got personality. You know, they can be controversial in the way they talk on social media. You know, absolutely brilliant to follow. Yeah, if you don't know Harry and George Hardwick, go give them a follow. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. They're across all social media platforms. Very fun to watch. You know, always talking about fighting, always giving tips on training. You know, they live and breathe it. They absolutely live and breathe MMA. You know, and to see Harry getting this opportunity tonight to fight on the UFC, make his mark on the UFC. I'm ecstatic for him. I'm ecstatic. You know, they kind of have a similar, the styles are very similar to the Diaz brothers as well. You know, not overly powerful, not overly fast, but wear you down. Very clever, you know, very clever pressure fighters, head and body, low kicks, great ground game. You know, these boys are absolutely fun to watch. You know, Harry, honestly, Harry and George, they have very similar styles, but Harry's a bit more, I mean, George is a bit more fluent with his strike, and Harry's a bit more cagey, you know, but they're very similar, very similar, both very tough lads. You know, I'm looking forward to watching Harry fight tonight and putting a shock on. You know, this lad's who he's fighting is very tough, good ground game, very good all-rounder. You know, Harry's probably coming into this fight the underdog, but I believe he can pull it off. I really do believe he can pull it off. He's really tough, really tough, and I'm excited for him to do the business. You know, yeah, exciting times. I'm not quite sure what time it starts. I think it's about 5 o'clock. I think he fights about 5 o'clock on the prelims. Keep an eye on this lad, Harry Hardwick. I know I've said his name 1,000 times, but I just want you to know that this lad is massive in the borough world. Up the borough, let's go. God bless.